Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you. I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 47-1 to make a statement on an issue of general topical concerns regarding the novel coronavirus. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the House may already be aware, the deadly virus that originated from Wuhan, China, is circulating internationally. Indeed, this House already deliberated on this topic via statement by Senator Kasanga and Senator Kwamboka last week on the 19th of February 2020. Mr. Speaker, sir, much of this country has been fortunate for the time being that there has not been any known case of infections since the three suspected cases were tested and cleared by the Ministry of Health. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, yesterday, as a senator, I was worried. And it worries me a lot that China Southwest Airlines, plane carrying 239 passengers, was allowed to land at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. I'm perturbed by the fact that this plane was from Guangdong, the province known to be the second leading coronavirus infection zone globally. Mr. Speaker, sir, to make the matter worse, it has since been alleged that, that we shall now have a weekly flight landing from China. Are we joking? Are we really treating this matter seriously? Mr. Speaker, sir, the magnitude of this virus cannot be overstated, since a total of 37 locations internationally have been affected, with more than 82,000 infections and almost 3,000 deaths. In some countries, various forms of interactions with people coming from or going to China have been restrained. For example, the entire border between Russia and China, about 26,000 miles, have been closed. And more recently, Israel has been reported to have turned away a plane that landed from Korea, only allowing Israeli passport holders to disembark. First, Mr. Speaker, sir, the first world countries and more developed nations have locked out flights to and from China. More than 50 countries have issued an entry ban on residents of China or foreign nationals who have visited China in the recent past and restricted issuance of visas. On the visa issue, Mr. Speaker, sir, India has suspended visas issued to foreigners from China since January 2020. Mr. Speaker, sir, noting the gravity of the situation and the fact that none of the passengers from the China Southwest Airlines met the case definition for the coronavirus, we cannot bury our heads in the sand and pretend that these passengers will heed the advice of self-quarantine. By the way, what is self-quarantine? As senators, we are accountable to our people, and our leadership is in question if we cannot hold responsible the relevant people who hold offices that are in charge of Kenyans' lives and welfare. As evidence from the past cases of their mistreatment and racism against our countrymen who are under their employment. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is also important to note that the government has done nothing to bring back the more than 100 Kenyan students stranded in Wuhan. Even when other countries have done everything possible to evacuate their nationals from China. In fact, Mr. Speaker, sir, yesterday when I first saw that plane landing, I thought, wow, finally, Kenyans are coming home. But to see that it was people who are not even disclosed, but the fact that they came from that state really shocked me. What guarantee is there that the Ministry of Health has the capacity to deal with mass infections in the unfortunate event that this should happen? Mr. Speaker, sir, it is for these reasons that I wish to bring this matter to the attention of the Senate and to appeal to the national government, especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Health, as well as concerned authorities, to handle this matter judiciously and expeditiously, with a view to ensure that the country takes preventive and precautionary measures to mitigate this situation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would urge you to direct that the Standing Committee on Health summons the Cabinet Minister or the Cabinet Secretary for Health to appear before the Senate as soon as possible to enable this House to seek clarification on behalf of the Kenyans that we represent. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, when you see, even in the United States, President Donald Trump has appointed his deputy or his vice president to be able to spearhead the task force that looks into issues of mitigating this coronavirus. You know, Bill Gates also made a statement and said, if in the event that this virus is not controlled, it will take out more than 100 million Africans. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, we should not joke. We should not be taking the life of our 47 million Kenyans to risk because of our own commodity interest. So as I said, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would urge you to really, because this is a statement under 47 that may not require a lot of action, but I would like to request that since this House have been told, the reason why I stood to raise this statement is because of what happened yesterday. So with those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you.